A few days ago, I asked you for a country to play as in my next video, and you guys picked Bhutan. Today's twist is that I need to take at least one square city from every continent, except Antarctica. This was quite difficult, as Bhutan's small manpower, landlocked position, and mountainous terrain didn't make it ideal for expanding. I started out by making 2 electronic factories to sell to get a decent economy going. I started justifying on Nepal and made some more soldiers. I trained them for the mountains around Bhutan to make attacking Nepal faster. Then I started selling the electronics and I had a decent economy. I put government spending and research spending to the max since Bhutan's small population makes it cheap. Now I had a problem. I have no plan since this challenge depends on how the game plays out. I originally wanted Singapore due to its close proximity and lower justification time. But due to its high population and large amount of soldiers, I decided to go somewhere else for Asia, and I settled on Qatar. Then I realized something. Australia was a player. In Oceania, there are only 2 countries with a square city, Australia and New Zealand. And since the first thing he did was take New Zealand, I was out of options. I hoped that he was willing to give it to me at the end. In the meantime, I started justifying on Haiti and Ecuador. I was going to try and take Somalia for Africa and Bulgaria for Europe. I took Qatar and started justifying on the UAE for more manpower and square cities. I also changed ideologies to nationalism for the cheaper army cost and reduced justification times. I was a bit worried of Saudi Arabia, since he could easily take Qatar. However, my natural defenses would have made it impossible to take my mainland, that was also far away. I was also thinking of taking Oman. But I decided not to, since it is a big country with a relatively small population, meaning it wouldn't have been profitable. Then I had a change of plans. Djibouti is much smaller and easier to take than Somalia, and it was still close. Technically, Djibouti didn't have a square city, but its capital, also called Djibouti, had a population of 990,000, so it was only a matter of time before it turned into a square city. So I obviously went for that. Then I had another problem. Italy was trying to form the Roman Empire and he took Bulgaria. Now I had a problem. I then asked in chat if Georgia is European, and they said yes. Russia had collapsed a long time ago, so I planned of going to Georgia.
Bruh.
UK. Cringe. I had to pay 200 million to gain access to the canal. As I said, Djibouti turned into a square city. Finally I made it to Georgia. Then I realized I didn't declare war. However, I used the glitch that lets you declare a war while your troops are far away. If you want to see more about that and how you can use it to your advantage, there's a video card up there. I declared war on Haiti and Ecuador. The troops landed in Georgia and I took Tbilisi. I made some tanks, and they were going to go on a long voyage across the Atlantic to Haiti, and later Ecuador. I was almost done, the only problem was Australia. I just had to hope he would let me have Auckland. During the tanks voyage, I took Armenia and Azerbaijan. Here's a quick time-lapse of me taking those. While you're watching, how about go over to my new Discord server? Link in the description. I landed in Ecuador and asked Australia if I could have Auckland later. And luckily for me, he said yes. While he formed, I took Ecuador. Finally, Ecuador had capitulated. In the meantime, Australia had formed. Since I needed Auckland badly, I gave him most of my treasury. So I bought a relatively small city of 1.5 million people for $1.3 billion. Don't do this at home, because you basically just got scammed. Once he gave me Auckland, I was done and I had completed my challenge. Thanks to It's Blued for the Bhutan comment and Katesify for reminding me about the Discord server. We are quite close to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that, I will do a formable of your choice.